In coastal areas, hurricanes are not an irregular occurrence. Your roof is your home's first and most important line of defense against the storm. But the biggest threat isn't the storm's category, it's your roof's age. If it's over 7 years old, its failure risk skyrockets. And the best materials are worthless with a bad installation. The how is just as vital as the what when building for a storm. Failure doesn't start in the middle. It begins at the edges, where wind peels your roof back like the lid of a can. We will now break down the complete system, the hidden skeleton, the outer armor, and the rules you must follow. To build a strong roof, you must understand the enemy. Hurricanes attack with a 1-2 punch, powerful suction above and positive pressure pushing up from below. Your first line of defense isn't visible. It's the roof deck underneath. Standard half-inch plywood often is not enough to resist these immense forces. The expert solution? Thicker 5/8 or 3-4 inch plywood, more nails, and sealed seams. This single upgrade drastically cuts water intrusion and adds strength. But a strong deck is useless if it isn't anchored to the house. This is where the roof-to-wall connection becomes a point of potential failure. The solution is simple and effective. Metal connectors, known as hurricane clips. They tie the roof directly to the walls, preventing a total liftoff. So you've reinforced the skeleton and tied it down. But does its shape matter? Absolutely. And the best shape is not the most common one. Why is America's most common roof, the simple gable roof, one of the worst for a hurricane? Keep watching to see precisely how it acts like a giant sail. The key is aerodynamics. You want wind to flow around the house. Hip roofs with 4 slopes, or even hexagonal shapes, are far superior. Next, the angle matters. Too flat invites uplift. Too steep acts like a wall. The sweet spot is a 30-degree pitch that deflects wind. Finally, minimize overhangs. Large eaves might look nice, but they give wind a massive lever to grab onto and start the dangerous lifting process. So the gable roof fails because it presents a flat surface to wind, lacks aerodynamic slopes, and often has large overhangs, a trifecta of bad design. Now that we've engineered the perfect skeleton, what kind of armor do we put on it? Let's cover the materials that will truly protect your home. For pure performance, metal roofing is hard to beat. Its interlocking panels create a unified shell that is incredibly resistant to wind uplift. They're rated for winds over 140 mph and are fire-resistant. They also protect against a second Texas threat, hail. A more common choice is Class 4 impact-resistant shingles. They are tested for high winds and hail, which is why insurers often give discounts for them. Clay and concrete tiles offer outstanding wind and hail resistance. Their main drawback is weight. Your home's structure must be built to support the heavy load. But what happens if a few shingles do get ripped off? Is your home now defenseless against rain? Not if you have the right secondary barrier. This is the job of the underlayment. Modern self-adhering synthetics act like a waterproof gasket for your roof, keeping water out even if the top layer is breached. Recall how we said failure starts at the edges? This is where an expert installer proves their worth, using enhanced flashing and stronger anchors at these weak points. Other weak points are anything penetrating the roof, chimneys, vents, and skylights. Poorly sealed flashing here invites wind and water to get inside. And in Texas, you're not just fighting hurricanes, you're fighting hail. The state suffers billions in hail damage, making impact resistance a dual necessity. So you've chosen the right design and the best materials. Are you done? Not in Texas. If you're on the coast, there is one more mandatory step. We said at the beginning the how is as vital as the what. All these components, decking, clips, underlayment, are just parts without expert installation. This is where the Texas Department of Insurance comes in. For coastal homes, a WPI 8 certificate is mandatory. It's proof of a hurricane-grade installation. Without this certificate, you may be unable to get windstorm insurance. It's the state's method for verifying that the entire system works as designed. An inspector spots the tiny mistakes that cause big failures. Improper nailing, poorly sealed flashing, missing clips. These details separate a weak roof from a fortress. A hurricane-resistant roof is a complete system. The right shape and pitch, a reinforced structure, tough outer armor, and certified installation. Which brings us back to the start. If your roof is over 7 years old, it's not a liability. It's an opportunity to build a system designed for survival. Don't just ask for a price on shingles. Ask about their process for sealing the deck. Ask about TDI certification. Ask them for a complete system. Protect your home. Get your roof inspected before the next storm season. Share this video with anyone in a hurricane zone. It could save their home.